Yo guys, this is Jared, aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, bringing you another edition of MLB Thoughts for Monday, May 28th, 2012. And a happy Memorial Day to you all. Today we'll be treated to some amazing baseball ahead of us, as we'll have 16 games being played today with a doubleheader out in Colorado between the Houston Astros and the Rockies. But before we get into that, a look over yesterday's predictions as I finished the day 9 of 15. Where I went wrong was picking the Marlins over the Giants, the Orioles over the Royals, the Red Sox over the Rays, the Indians over the White Sox, the Athletics over the Yankees, and the Brewers over the Diamondbacks. This now moves me to 201 and 176 on the month and brings my season total to 379 and 336. The big news story to come out of yesterday's games was Roy Halladay matching his career low with an outing that matched the second shortest outing of his career, going only 2 innings and throwing 36 pitches, surrendering 4 runs on 4 hits and 1 walk with no strikeouts. A first inning grand slam to Yadier Molina would pretty much seal the day for the Phillies' loss. He would be pulled after the second inning due to shoulder soreness. Halladay had pitched the last few innings of his outing against Washington with the injury, and cutting back on throwing between outings seemingly didn't help. Phillies manager Charlie Manuel was quoted as stating, "Worried? Yeah, definitely, I'm concerned. Pitching is one of the big things on our club, and when guys miss a turn, it concerns me." With the Phillies already having some pretty key names on the disabled list, adding another would certainly hurt their chances of making a wild card push, as currently the team sits at 25 and 24, 5 games behind the Washington Nationals in the East. And by all rights, the team should be worried right now, because losing Halladay would certainly hurt their chances of doing anything for the remainder of this season. Right now, their biggest detriment has been offense, and if they can't even keep their pitching healthy throughout the season, they're doomed from the start. With bats like Jimmy Rollins underproducing and coming up short in big spots when they need them to come up big, it's looking more and more like the team is truly going to be 500, almost like I stated earlier in the year. But I'm not going to sign off on the Phillies season just yet. I still believe the month of June is going to be a hot one for most teams making their playoff pushes. If the Phillies only manage to keep their heads just above 500 and continue to struggle at run production, while sitting somewhere between 7 and 8 games behind the first place Nationals, then I think at this year's trade deadline in July, the Phillies may have to end up being sellers. With a lot of money tied up in names as Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, Ryan Howard, and Chase Utley, it's looking more and more like they won't be able to re-sign Shane Victorino and Cole Hamels. And if they continue to underproduce, missing out on the playoffs this year, these two will likely be on the trade block for the deadline to try and move back some pieces for the farm system. The biggest loss will obviously be Cole Hamels, as right now he sits on a 7-1 record with a 2.05 ERA and a 1.0 WHIP. The 28-year-old left-handed pitcher would serve as a really good pickup for any playoff contender team right now, and could possibly be swayed into re-signing with the team he's traded to, considering that the Phillies right now have way too much money tied up in other areas that they may not be able to afford his asking price. Although it is still too early, I think the big runners who might be able to get Cole Hamels at a reasonable price and be able to re-sign him would be the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and the Rangers. But I'm not closing the door on any of the American League East teams. The Phillies have a good trade relations with the Blue Jays over recent years, and certainly wouldn't close the door on any offers from the Tampa Bay Rays, who have possibly the deepest farm system in all of the league. Come July, there will definitely be some better suitors that I haven't listed here, who may emerge from a hot June. But right now, my money is on the fact that come this time next year, Cole Hamels will not be in a Phillies uniform. And of all the arms to lose in the rotation, this one would probably be the biggest loss. So now let's quickly turn our attention to today's matchups and my predictions, and we'll begin out in Atlanta, where the Cardinals will send up Lance Lynn to face off against Tommy Hanson. I'm looking for a Braves victory to kick off today's predictions. Phillies and Mets will clash in Citi Field with a pitching matchup of Cole Hamels and Jonathan Neese. Although Hamels is the better pitcher, I'll be siding with the Mets in this matchup. I'm looking for a Miami Marlins victory as they send up Carlos Zambrano in a homestand to face off against the visiting Nationals' Jordan Zimmermann. I'm also going to be playing with fire once more by picking the Detroit Tigers as they send up Doug Fister to face off against the Red Sox' Felix Doubront. Reds and Pirates will have a pitching matchup of Bronson Arroyo versus James McDonald, and I'm liking the Pirates for this one. The Twins will host the visiting Athletics, sending up Scott Diamond to face off against Travis Blackley, and I'll be siding with the home team. The Padres travel into Chicago, sending up Jeff Suppan to face off against Travis Wood in what I'm predicting will be a Cubs victory. I'm liking this next pitching matchup in favor of the White Sox as they travel into Tampa Bay, sending up Chris Sale to face off against Matt Moore. Game 1 of the doubleheader in Colorado as the Astros send up Wandy Rodriguez to face off against Juan Nicasio in what I'm predicting will be a close Colorado victory. The Royals travel into Cleveland, sending up Nate Adcock to face off against Josh Tomlin, and I'll be expecting the Royals victory in this one. Diamondbacks and Giants will clash at AT&T Park as Trevor Cahill and Barry Zito takes to the mound. I'll be expecting the road team to pull away with the victory in this one. I'll be looking for an Orioles victory as they bounce back after yesterday's disappointing loss as they travel into Toronto, sending up Tommy Hunter to face off against Drew Hutchison. Mariners and Rangers will clash in Arlington as Kevin Millwall takes to the mound to face off against Matt Harrison, and I'll be siding with the Rangers in this one as Harrison's lifetime numbers against the Mariners are simply amazing. I'll be expecting a tough road victory for the Brewers as they travel into Los Angeles, sending up Sean Markham to face off against Aaron Harang. For Game 2 of the doubleheader in Colorado, the Astros will send up Jordan Lyles to face off against Alex White, and I'm calling for the Rockies to get the doubleheader sweep. And finally, in Los Angeles, the Yankees travel up to face off against the Angels, sending up Phil Hughes to face off against Jared Weaver in what I'm predicting will be a close Yankees victory. As always, you can double check to see what my predictions are down in the description box below, but here are my picks for the day once more. The Braves, the Mets, the Marlins, the Tigers, the Pirates, the Twins, the Cubs, the Sox, the Rockies, the Royals, the Diamondbacks, the Orioles, the Rangers, the Brewers, the Rockies, and the Yankees. That's going to do it for this edition of MLB Thoughts. I will see you guys later. Peace.